Whew. Yes. All right. Let me hit the music. Let me see. I think we can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, are you ready to kayfabe?
Talk about your songs, talk about John 316. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
I've been hanging out with Normandy with my main sweetie. I know 20,000 leagues under the sea, 40 nights and 40 days. I hung and hung on the Titanic in Hercules. This is where the power lies. Fuck broken. 46. How many WBC rivals? So about money, so stood on it. Top Boris, Toshio, Terrango, German, fuck all of you.
You know, poor people who don't like AEW.
That's all kayfabe.
Welcome to another episode of That's All Kayfabe, everyone. I want to thank the great Marco V193 for making us his music. Thank you so much. How you doing today, Gabe?
I'm doing good, man. I'm tearing up for like how cool that was a little bit. I'm over here like the biggest smile on my face, man. I love that shit, dude.
No, yeah, Marco V's great. He's a master of the keys. No, I don't know. He's
the master of the keys, man. That part where Meltzer says, "Poor people don't like AEW," reminds me of Cody Rhodes. Wrestling has one royal family. Poor people don't like AEW. Man, but shout out to Marco V, man. Thank you so much for the music, man. That shit was actually fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was badass. I remember when you sent that to me and I sent it to you. I was like, man, this sounds badass.
Oh man, yeah. I was at a restaurant with my coworkers and like I'm just listening to it on my phone. I'm just like bobbing my head like this. Big cheese and big smile on my face, man.
Oh, but yeah, another day here wrestling. How you doing today, Gabe? Good?
Doing good, man. I worked crazy couple weeks, man. Worked 13 days in a row, so that way I can have a good check before the Christmas break. And you know, I took a shower. I put my clothes to wash. I'm set, man. I'm good. What about you,
man? Completely opposite of everything. I haven't taken a shower. I only worked like 3 days this week because I called in, but I just felt like calling in. I have the time though. I was telling you, so I was like, nah, I'm gonna take some time, days off until I think next week. I got to work all week, but then the Christmas week and then New Year's week we get like a day off from there. So I'm just trying to like fandangle this job where I only work like 4 days a week. Technically,
hell yeah,
what can they do? You know, like I'm like it right in the middle where I'm not like a person bitching about the job, but I'm also doing my work, but I'm also not excelling. You know, like
oh man, dude, I felt that shit. That shit,
you know what I
hit
mean?
home.
Like I'm just like in purgatory, but I'm fine with that because I remember being, and you know the feeling. We were maxed out on our stats at our old jobs, and no one cared. No one like appreciated us. And I don't want to sound like we were gods or anything, but we were good at what we did. But then,
dude, yes,
yeah, you know, like where we were maxed out, and then people like we would, I'm gonna take a day off, or hey, is it cool I leave early? Oh, I don't know, man. Oh, you can't take this day off, and it's just like, dude, you know, like. Like you were saying, like the company's not gonna fall like completely out of whack just because we take 1 day off or leave 2 hours early or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. At that job, man, I felt like I was guilt tripped into like staying or like not calling in most of the time. But it's like you have other coworkers that would do that shit all the time, and there was no consequences for it. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how it is because from what I heard, it's like they updated like their warning system. I guess the lack of a better word, like it's more strict. Like you know, like first warning, second warning, third warning. Like we're gonna have to write you up. You know, I guess that makes sense in a way, but it's still kind of fucking dumb. Where it's like now this job I have now, it's like, oh, they give you personals to like call in and I have like 5 personals to use for the year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like, man, if I don't feel like going in, I'll just text my supervisor, hey, I'm using a personal. I'll be back tomorrow. They just message back. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's it.
No, like,
I'm just like, man, I don't feel bad at all. This is fucking great.
no, it's just like night and day, and I don't know, like, but I'm not trying to be like how we were there. I wasn't like I was trying to be the MVP, the star, the hero, but have it all on your back, and now I'm just like whatever. I'm not putting work for it, dude. I know we used to be like that too, where you would get off of work at night and then open the next day, and you go to work like, or you go home and you're there laying down like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Like you're thinking about work. You're not when we weren't CEOs or anything, but we were thinking about work all the fucking time.
Dude, it's just the leadership there,
Yeah.
man. At the time, it was like so overwhelming. It's like, do this, do this, do this, and then like no one wanted to help you out. To an extent, there was a couple people that would.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for the
there's
most
a
part,
few.
it's like when you look at other departments and you see like their managers, I'm just like, damn, dude, like that sucks. Like they don't have the proper leadership there. Like luckily for me, my department, every manager that I've had, like I've been like close with. Fingers crossed, audio listeners. But like even to this day, I haven't worked at a job for like so many years. I still keep in touch with one of the managers I worked with, like to this day. And like, he's always sending me like, hey, God bless you on the holidays and all this other stuff. I'm just like, oh man, he still keeps in touch with me, man. That's so cool. Like that's cool. But at the time it was just like fuck, I'm getting no help over here. And I felt like I was second in command, like right underneath the manager or the department manager. And everyone would come up to me like, Gabe, like, what do we do? What do we do? It'd be like, oh, you can do this. And then, get off at nighttime. And then if I have to open the next morning, I'm there in bed like, fuck, dude, hopefully it's not that crazy. Like, I got to do this. I got to do that. And then you got to rush before a certain time. And it was just over the top, man.
There was
like,
no
I can't do it.
balance, work-life balance, as these other jobs I've been in lately put like a lot of emphasis on work-life balance,
This one not too much. not my new job, man. Like I just told you, like in 2 weeks I'm getting like 35 hours of overtime.
I was about to say though, at least they like pay you for the overtime, and they're not like, hey, come in 2 hours later or 3 hours later because you stayed later yesterday. And it's like,
yeah,
dude, fuck you, all my overtime, fuck you,
I
like,
know, dude. It's like it's so crazy how night and day, like the company I'm with now is okay with the overtime. Legit, I have a coworker who's been working 30 days straight. And like I'm just like, that's illegal, isn't it? And he's
new record.
new record. That item. But and it's the check. Then they had to give us check. But I was, into a sense, I'm like, isn't that illegal? Like, I feel like that's illegal to work that many days. But he's like, well, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm the one that asked to stay because they want me to go home. Just like, no, like I can stay. Like, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm like, okay, like more
I
props
think it's
to you.
illegal to like schedule you that many hours, I think. But as far as just like staying and stuff like that, it's different. But I mean, he's volunteering to, well, not volunteering because he's getting paid for it, but he's like, it's not against your will, he's, hey, anyone want to stay, or I'll stay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think technically it goes against like forced labor laws and shit.
Yeah, but I guess it's not forced. Like if he's like willing to stay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, dude. Like I was like, do you have kids or anything? He goes, nah, man. He's like, it's just me. I'm like, well, that makes sense, Like not in a depressing way. He's all, nah. He's like, I don't want a wife. Like I don't want kids. Like I live in my apartment and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm respect for it, but it's like, I'm coming home with my wife, man. I want to eat some dinner and watch anime.
He's like, all I want to buy is a Black Lotus or a White Lotus, or whatever, whichever one's more expensive in Magic. I forget.
Oh, it's the
The
oh
Dark
my
Lotus.
god. Yeah. The Jeweled Lotus, something Lotus. Ah, damn it. I just saw TikTok last night. But besides all that, man, how are you feeling about Christmas?
I hopefully it comes and goes because you already know I'm waiting for the new year because I'm gonna
Yes.
get a check from my old company and finally cut ties after years. With that stock money, so I'm gonna use that to do some house repairs, pay some bills, and I'm just waiting for the new year.
Hell yeah.
What about you for Christmas?
Man, I'm buying a lot of gifts, man. I love Christmas so much. It's not even about me like getting gifts for myself, like people giving me gifts. It's more like me just giving because I just like giving people stuff. Not like that. It's just like I just like gift giving. That's what I like doing. And just like everyone's just like all together and shit. Like I mean, like my family, like we're like pretty tight, and then with my in-laws, it's like I like spending time with them and stuff like that. So the only thing that sucks is just like it's more people that I have to buy for, so it's a little bit more pricey.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's just more like the thought. And then like my circle of friends that I'm with, like we've known each other literally since elementary school. So like we always get for each other too. And then I'm buying a lot of stuff for Giselle, and I feel like it's more special this year because it's going to be our. I mean, we've been together 10 fucking years, but it's going to be our first Christmas together, married, and it's going to be it's good, man. It's great. Everything's great.
Hell yeah. No. That's great. Everything's great. Wrestling's great. But this is a wrestling podcast, so we are now let's just keep talking about let's see what having to do with wrestling. We are recording Sunday as of today, which is 12/15, December 15th. Yesterday on Saturday was Saturday night's main event. Did you watch Saturday night's main event?
I sure did. It was definitely a Saturday night. They had a main event which lived up to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was okay.
The one thing, and this is a big thing to me, commercials.
Oh man, I wrote that in my notes.
Did
Like,
you, dude? There
Go ahead.
was so many commercials, and they were so long, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this? Am I back in 1995? Like, these commercials are so long. Like,
Dude, it was, man. And like me and Giselle were watching the first match, which was, I mean, we'll talk about it, but it was McIntyre versus Zayn.
mhm.
And after he did that one spot where he threw him on the announcer's table and it cuts to a commercial, I was like, what the fuck? There's a commercial?
Yeah,
Like, that's
me
so
too.
weird. I was just like, holy shit. Like, that's weird. And I was like, oh, dude, this is just like a regular Monday night. Is it a regular Raw? Is it a regular SmackDown? Pretty much that's what it was because the show was only 2 hours.
Yeah, it was just like a regular show, and I don't know, maybe we were mistaken, but it felt like it was touted as a PLE.
I felt like it was totally touted as a PLE.
Yeah, and then it ended up being just like a regular episode. But I mean, with main events, of course, like you had like a lot of titles on the line, as well as the women's inaugural champion of whatever that belt, the Intercontinental belt, whatever the women's belt is. But there were all the commercials, dude, and they were so long. I was just like, this is I don't know, and I don't even mind commercials, but it just felt like it in this sense. I was like cheated. You know what I mean? I was like, why is this? I was like, why is this even on Peacock? If there's so many commercials, and I don't know, it just felt it didn't feel right.
Man, one thing I do want to mention, I'm trying to find a quote because it was just unbelievable that I heard this on the show because one thing I was very surprised. One thing that should have noted to me that this wasn't a PLE was that there was no pre-show.
Yeah,
because I was
okay, that
waiting.
was.
I was waiting for a pre-show to happen,
Mhm.
but nothing
You're right.
happened. It was like, oh, starting
Mhm.
at 7 o'clock, and I was just like, man, what the fuck? Like, it was so odd. And then sure enough, with all the commercials, I was like, oh, this is just a regular show, and it felt so fast paced. And I mean, it was, I don't know, man, because after the first match, after the pinfall, I was like, oh wow, that's it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're right.
very
You're right.
odd. And
Uh-huh.
then they're like, oh, coming up next after these fucking 10,000 commercials, here's Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. And it's like, okay, like, let's rush. I was like, I want to say it felt like an AEW pay per view, but it wasn't like fucking 4.5 hours long. Um, Let me ask you this: what was your opinion on Jesse Ventura?
I mean, it was cool. He was funny. I hear his voice like so often made fun of that it was funny to actually hear his own voice coming out of his own mouth. Uh,
Dude.
but I think the funniest exchange might have been like at the very end of the night when he was at the announcers table talking about Kevin Owens, and he was like, "This is snakeskin. Well, that's on me. It's Damien. It's Jake the Snake's skin."
Jerk the Snake gave me this. I bet I can't do his voice. Jerk the Snake gave me his vest, so that way I could turn Damien into a vest. I can't do that, dude.
I got this made in Baja.
Baja. You ever
In
been to the
Cuba.
Baja, Cole? Headlock by Owens.
No, he was cool. He was cool to hear him, and I mean that was I didn't have any nostalgia for Saturday night's main event. Like it, I liked the graphics; they were cool. I liked
Oh, they're so good.
the logos. Everything was cool. It was just the event itself that was kind of. I was thinking in my head for the title of this episode: Saturday night's lame event.
Hey, oh.
Because it didn't feel like it felt weird that it was on a Saturday, so you think, okay, this is gonna feel like a PLE, and it just felt like a regular episode of wrestling.
It really did.
Yeah.
Real quick, still talking about Jesse Ventura, the one quote I have here that cracked me up when Joe Testiordi, when he was talking to Jesse Ventura, like before the main event or before the first match happened, he goes, Cody Rhodes. At first, I questioned if he was truly Dusty's son. Did you catch that?
No. Okay.
No? Man, and this whole time, I was thinking to myself, like, Jesse, like, Cody Rhodes is the babyface. You're supposed to be hyping him up, dude.
Well,
But he was just absolutely shitting on him.
Yeah, but I think he was supposed to be the color commentator, like the asshole commentator, because the whole like main event when he was doing the match, he was all for Kevin Owens. Well, you can understand Kevin Owens and his, like so he was on. I think he was supposed to be the heel commentator.
I think he did an okay job.
He did great. I think he did great, and I think he was supposed to be like shitting on Cody Rhodes and saying, "Oh yeah, Kevin Owens had a reason. He had a good reason." And I was like, "Okay, he's the color commentator. He's like Jerry the King, like he." You gotta stop. I think you should be beating up Mankind, Rock, but you should stop with the church.
Okay, Rock, that's enough, Rock.
I think that's enough.
I think that's enough, Maivia. I'm just kidding. I don't call him Maivia. There was I really like the old logos, like the old WWE logo. I like the old superstars that were there. Like I really like seeing Coco Beware, Greg the Hammer Valentine. I think that was him. Jimmy Hart.
Did you see? I saw a tweet that was like, "Man, I thought Jericho couldn't show up at WWE events, and it was Greg the Hammer Valentine."
That's fucked up. That's disrespectful to Greg the Hammer Valentine, dude.
No, yeah, that was cool seeing the old stars and Jimmy Hart. That was cool with his megaphone.
Man, he still looks the same, man.
Dude, yeah,
he's always like the same.
Yeah. He hasn't. I don't know if he was that old looking at the beginning, or he just like aged like a fucking piece of fruit in a pickle in a fucking jar. I don't know.
Pickle the jar. Oh, he's being preserved.
Yeah. He's being preserved.
One thing I also want to note is when they were talking about the next Saturday night's main event, which is happening here in San Antonio, they were showing the Riverwalk, and me and Giselle looked at each other and said, "It doesn't look that nice. It don't look that nice."
No, it's dirty water. You don't want to jump in there. And,
Yeah, that's why they only show it during nighttime, because the lights glisten off of that dirty brown water. Excuse me. But do you just want to go through these matches real quick? Do you want to talk about your highlights, your lowlights?
No, we can just go through the matches. I got the card here, I think, and well, look here we have Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Let's see. McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn. This was real quick.
It was fast, man.
I remember I was like, what? That's it? Like he led him out of the ring, led him back into the ring, Claymore kick, bam, that's it. Over.
Yeah, like I don't really think there was like a really big spot. The only ones I remember was, I think we stated earlier, was when McIntyre, he threw Zayn onto the announcer's table. That looked like it hurt. Sami could sell his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember, I guess he was trying to go for white noise on the second rope, but then he countered it to like a sunset powerbomb. That looked fucking awesome. And like you said, the Claymore and 1, 2, 3. That was it. I mean, I like both guys. I love both wrestlers, definitely. But man, I was very surprised at how quick this was, because I thought it was going to be 3 hours. I wasn't expecting it to end until like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I was like, man, they're going to put on like a fucking 15, 20-minute match. And it's like, oh, 8 minutes. Like that. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, that's it? Like, I think I was here, doing schoolwork at the same time as watching it. And like I said, the one thing, the couple things that I did notice is like the commercials and how long they were through every match. And I was just like, man, like I don't I don't know, it felt weird. And then how fast this match was, I was like, okay, that's it. All right, cool, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel because it was so quick. Like, okay, cool,
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It's just, it was out of nowhere quick. I was like, oh, I'm not used to this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would expect it on a Raw.
Yeah. And like I said, this event, and we both said it felt like it was talked about, and maybe it was just talked about like as the media, as a PLE, like the media, maybe the wrestling media or other media touted it as a PLE when WWE was just doing it like a regular event. I don't know, because I felt like it was miscommunicated somewhere.
Yeah, I guess I interpreted it wrong. Interpreted it wrong.
Interpreted it. I don't know. Poor people don't like AEW.
Poor people stutter.
Poor people. But yeah, next here on the card, Women's World Championship match, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. What are your first thoughts on this?
Liv Morgan is so fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, it was so funny because I was watching this with Giselle and she's just like salivating over how hot Dominic is. And I'm just like, man, she's like, oh, that's a little troll girl than me. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, no, I think the first thing she said was when they came out, she goes, oh, dude, they have dirty sex. I was like,
it's a shoot, like, brother.
It's a shoot. Baby, don't work yourself into a shoot, love. And then I was like, and she's just like crazy, like geeking over, salivating over Dominic. And then I was like, man, you're gonna make me want to turn this off. I was like, you never say this stuff about me. I could grow a mustache like that if I wanted to, but it just itches.
I can get the mullet going.
Another thing too was the way Liv Morgan took that knee. I thought she broke her nose. Did you see that spot?
I don't recall seeing it.
Yeah, it was like Liv Morgan was on her knees, and then Io had her hands like when Kenny Omega does the V trigger.
Mhm.
She did that, but it, like connected straight with her nose, and she was bleeding. And I was like, holy fucking shit! Like I was like, she got her nose broken, but they just said it just got busted open. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that she was like bleeding a little at the end, like a
Mhm.
little bit of blood.
Yeah,
That made
but
it look cool.
yeah, it did. And one thing I'm surprised too is that for once, Liv Morgan won clean. I was very surprised, to be honest, because Io Sky came out with damage control like Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane, and they stayed behind. And then Liv Morgan comes out, but Raquel and Dominic, they stayed behind. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, hopefully it stays like a one-on-one match. Hopefully. And it did. It did. And I was very surprised. And Liv Morgan looked strong. And not only that, too, when Rhea Ripley came out at the end just to like confront her to have like the stare down, and Liv Morgan actually like stood her ground instead of like cowarding away. Like, finally, it only took 180 days, but it's a nice change of pace to see her not be like a cowardly heel. I mean, we'll just see how it goes forward on, but now it's just like it looks like a confidence booster that she won this match.
This match looked really good. It was well paced, and I liked it was Io Sky, right? Io Sky, her like those moonsaults she did. She did one to the outside that was like beautiful. She did one in the ring that she landed like what's her name? Liv Morgan put up her boot and landed
Dude, that
she
looked
landed
gnarly.
like perfectly on the boot, her fucking chin, to where it looked like pinpoint, like video game accuracy. Like it was like really good, and the ending was pretty good too. As much as I don't really like her finisher,
Oblivion.
yeah, like I feel like it can like it's hard to do. Like it takes a lot of cooperation to do for a move that doesn't even look that painful. But what's her name made it look really good. Dakota Kai, that finisher, where she like sold it really well, and it was a good match. Like I don't know, I was really surprised because, yeah, like you said, Liv Morgan's been kind of disappointing lately, and at least to me and kind of to you and Io Sky, like they both shined. And I feel like every time I see Io Sky or Damage Control in a match, there's always miscommunication, and I don't know if that's because I don't know. I need to learn Chinese. Like there's always miscommunication because of like the language barrier. Like they can't call spots as well. But this match looked really like I don't know if they rehearsed it like even better. I don't know if they were just like firing on all cylinders, but it was a good match. It was
a good match. So one thing that was impressive too was to me it was impressive was when Io did those triple German suplexes, like she rolled into them. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It just sucked because the crowd didn't pop for that. But I'm like, dude, that's one of the most athletic things I've ever fucking seen.
I think the crowd was probably like, yeah, Crispin, whoa. Like there's should we do we
But
clap?
see, I like the way like she didn't roll to the side and stood up. She like fucking rolled over and like landed on her feet. I was like, damn, that's so fucking cool. And like you said, her moonsaults are great. Her selling's great. Her moveset, it makes me wince every time she does that move where she like launches off the top rope and does the drop kick, so she lands flat on her back too.
Oh,
like I feel like that hurts
always
her.
Nasty. Yeah, oh yeah, it's gotta hurt her bad. She flat backs nasty, like knock the air out of you.
But not to only talk praise about Io Sky, but Liv Morgan did also great in this match. Like she came out the victor, and it was good.
I am bleeding, making me the victor.
My nipples look like milk duds.
Yeah, I fucking love that movie. That movie's so good.
Oh man,
the paralyzer, another paralyzer.
Have another paralyzer. What did you say? No, my name is Betty, you stupid son of a pig.
But Betty is a woman's name.
But I consider you to implore this. What does he say?
Oh
Do you
no,
remember?
I implore you to reconsider, but he's like yelling it or
Reconsider.
whatever. Yeah, I implore you to reconsider.
Oh my
Uh,
god, dude! What a great movie.
I gotta learn Chinese. Fucking no,
God.
good match. Good match. This is a good match. Yeah, the right person. I think the right person won too to keep up,
Mhm.
like you said, to keep up the story that you feel like should have gone away a long time ago, but at least it looks pretty good.
Mhm.
Let's see here. The next match, World Heavyweight Championship match: Damian Priest versus Finn Balor versus Gunther. The one spot I remember in this was when what's his name? Damian Priest did the Undertaker suicide dive, and he sort of like jumped and
Oh
then
my
went like
god.
this. And
Uh,
I was like, "Oh my god, that's gonna hurt, dude." Big guys like him and the Undertaker need to stop trying to do that like dive because they're gonna just fall straight on their necks. Like gravity
oh
doesn't
my.
work for them, you know.
Yeah, he did like a somersault, right? But he only clipped Gunther and he fell on his back.
He
Like
maybe hit
completely.
Gunther with his like legs, with the back of his legs,
Yeah, and he
but it
fell
was
flat on his back and he just gets
uh-huh.
up and like no sells it. I was like,
Yeah,
man, dude, props.
but
My air would have been fucking knocked out.
on the outside of the ring, like you said, he should be like fucking like knocked all the air out of him. But that's all I really remember. Other than that, I feel like I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was like going back and forth with my younger niece because she kept coming into my room and I didn't want her. Like I have a lot of prescription pills lying around, and I feel I feel like if for a baby, it's like everything in this room is great to touch, like knives and pills and all that, you know. So I was going back and forth while this match was going on, but I think Gunther is good that he won. I don't know.
The one thing I do remember from this match, two things actually. I think Damien gave Gunther, what was it, the Razor's Edge? I think he came on my Razor's Edge. And then right after, Finn Balor climbed up to the top rope and gave him the coup de grace.
Mm-hmm.
And legit, I thought Finn Balor was gonna fucking win it. Like for Gunther to be taking those two finishers, you know? I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna lose. And two, it's like when Gunther saved all his specials for the end and he gave like he was gonna give Damien that power bomb, but he could have lifted him up all the way, but without putting him down, he picked him back up again and threw him on the steel steps. Do you remember that spot?
I saw the replay on that. That was pretty rowdy.
And then he right away he runs into the ring, fucking does the double drop kick, and then another nasty power bomb to get the win. I just love Gunther, man. Actually, I'm a fan of all three of these guys. But like again, it was a good match. Maybe my match of the night, probably. I would say. But again, it just felt so rushed. It felt so fast paced, and this was where I was like, "Oh, okay, this isn't a POE. This is gonna be like a regular fucking episode of Raw or SmackDown."
Yeah, just with a lot of titles on the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But congrats to Gunther. Right man won.
The right man won. Next here, Women's United States Championship match, Michin versus Chelsea Green. And I was like, man, Michin, I don't know about her face. She's got, I don't know, it looks too plastic surgery done up, but I don't know. This match was pretty good. I liked the energy in it. The crowd was like all hyped. And then when Chelsea Green won, the crowd was still real hyped. Everyone was cool, and I was like, "Don't tell me Tiffany Stratton's gonna cash in." I felt like she was gonna cash
man.
in, and then that would be funny because Chelsea Green would have been the champion for like a second, and then she would have lost to Tiffany Stratton. I thought I was like, no, because I like Chelsea Green too, and the crowd was like loving it. I was like so worried that she was gonna lose the belt immediately, but I don't know. It was a good match.
It was a great match, man. It was I think we talked about this months ago where I was like, man, I hope either Meechin wins it or Chelsea Green wins it.
I think
And like,
you were predicting it rowdy, like, oh, I bet you Chelsea Green's gonna win that new belt, or they need to put a belt on her because she's like hot, like for the crowd. The crowd's all for her.
she's a workhorse, man. Like
Mhm.
either like in the comedic skits or just like as a performer in general. Because when they had that dumpster match when they fought
Mhm.
each other like a few months ago, like she shined in that, man. It's like not only her attire was great, but like her moveset's great too. I remember she did that coast to coast, which was very, very surprising. Like, that match was great. And then as far as this one, it was good. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't far from terrible, far from terrible, but it was a very, very good match as well. And the spot I popped for big time was at the end when Piper Niven was trying to distract her and Michin hits her, and then I think she sold that move pretty well. Like when she hit the apron, like she sold that shit pretty hardcore. It was like, oh shit! Like it kind of looked like she hit herself pretty hard. And
The
then,
unprettier, right? She hit the unprettier on her, but like did a flip from the top rope to.
oh man, dude, that was so cool.
It
I
looked
was like,
good. It
oh
looked real good.
shit! And like the crowd had popped for that big time too.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad she finally got her flowers. They gave her the fireworks show, and like I can't imagine how emotional she could have been. But like she was still playing the character off so well. Like, oh, this is mine. Like,
Yeah,
like doing
yeah.
the waves and
About
shit.
time, or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like,
Now, very much well deserved.
yeah, I really, like I said, I was like, man. Well, when I saw Piper Niven holding her up, I was like, nah, I don't think Tiffany's gonna cash in. But I was like, oh my god, she's gonna cash in. She's gonna fucking come get the belt, and that's it.
My thought was,
that would fit her character, Chelsea Green's, that she loses the belt like that.
my thought was Piper Niven was going to turn on Chelsea Green. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
But sure enough, it did not. It was a very happy ending, which I was glad for, man, because she deserves it.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was all hot for it, for real. Next was there was the main event after that. Was it the undisputed WWE Championship match? Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Honestly, I don't really remember. I don't know if I was again watching my niece because I just don't really remember this match.
I kind of want to say the same thing too. A lot of people are saying this match was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The last time they fought each other, which was whichever one was in France. Was it Night of Champions?
Clash.
The Clash of
Was it
Champions.
Clash at the Castle? No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Man, I don't remember which one it was. Bash in Berlin. I think it was Bash in Berlin. That match they had was also really great. So I didn't have any change expectations from this match coming in. The spots I did see them do, they looked very like hard hitting. Like in as far as like doing spots commemorating Randy Orton, like with what was it, the RKO? I think Cody Rhodes hit an RKO, right?
I think he hit it on the table outside or something.
Yeah.
I think so.
Kevin Owens did the shit where he back body drops him on the table too. This whole match, Jesse Ventura is just shitting on Cody Rhodes, man. I was like, man, dude, what's he doing? But then now that you explain it, like, oh, he's the color commentator. He's the one that's supposed to be like for the heels.
The heel, yeah.
But it's crazy because in this match, like a lot of stuff didn't make Cody look like a baby face. Where, like I saw on Twitter, God forbid, somebody was talking about how Cody was the one to hit both refs. He was the one to use the steel chair finisher on Kevin Owens to get the win. And not only that, the referee was counting from the outside of the ring.
That was real weird.
And it's like, is that even... I thought the referee had to be in the ring to get that count. Well, yeah. I'm not too sure. I don't know how the rules work. But sure enough,
really weird.
Cody Rhodes ended up winning like in such a heel way, which, makes sense. It just adds more to Kevin Owens' character of like the conspiracy theorist, where it's like, oh, like he did this, he did that. And I thought the show was going to end there, but you get on Twitter And sure enough, like Kevin Owens attacks him and hits a fucking package pile driver.
Look
Like,
nasty.
holy fucking shit, dude. I haven't seen that move in years because I thought when he first joined WWE, Kevin Owens, like, before he did, like, he used that in his moveset. Like, that was a casual move he used all the time. And then, you know, he just stopped using it. And then he started bringing back the pile driver, like, regularly, like one on Randy Orton, and then a package pile driver on Cody Rhodes. That shit looked nasty. It looked fucked up, man. What was your opinion about the aftermath of the show, like it being shown on social media instead of TV?
I mean, they're doing that more and more, and I guess I wouldn't have. I don't know. When I saw that, I was all, did I miss that in the PLE and or whatever it was, the main event? But it was like, oh, after the match, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really mind that. I do and I don't, because I know we're gonna hear about it, but I just wonder how fans feel, or is that to like I would get it to the feeling that it would add something to the crowd. It's like, oh, you got to be there live because you know what I mean? Like, no one knows what's gonna happen once the camera turns off. So I don't know if it's like to add to the people who follow on social media, or to add to the crowd where it's like, oh, anything could happen, come to a live show. So it makes you want to go to a live event. I don't know what or the storyline. I don't know. It's indifferent to me because I feel like it's cheating the people out who like casually watch it, but it's supposed to make you get even more invested. Oh, did you hear about this? Oh, what? And then you have to like search for it. So I think it's a good thing to do. It's just it has me indifferent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And oh, like the main thing we didn't even mention, they brought out the winged eagle belt.
It looks cool. I don't know,
It looks
like
nice. It
yeah,
looks real nice.
I don't know like what it's supposed to like mean to them. I feel like it's a weird thing to introduce while they're having this like feud of who's really the good guy here. You know what I mean? Like the bad guy is actually right, you know. So I don't know who's the heel and who's the baby face. It's blurred lines, but it looked fucking nice.
It looks super nice. And then
Mhm.
after the match, like after the pile driver, Kevin Owens steals it and runs off with it, and then Triple H confronts him at the entrance, and
I
like
saw
they were
that.
just I was like, holy shit. Like it's making me interested on what's gonna happen next.
Time to play the game.
Time to play the game.
God, guy's cool.
But it's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes next.
No, I wonder if Triple H is gonna lace up his boots and tear his arm, tear his leg, tear every hamstring in his body, and
Make his pacemaker go through the roof, I guess.
no, it was a good overall. It was good. I just didn't, like I said, we were about the commercials. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, man, these commercials are trippy. Oh wait, it's not a PLE. But that's it. Otherwise, it was an okay 2 hours for Saturday night's main event. It was quick though.
It was quick. I'd probably give it like a solid like B.
Yeah, I'd say B. Like they were good matches, even though they felt fast. And then the commercials made it not even 2 hours, and made it like probably an hour and 20 minutes with all the fucking length of the commercials.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a nice way to. It was a right for a fight on a Saturday night or whatever. Fucking on the
4
AEW.
years. Next time we're back at the Baja.
That was Saturday night's main event, though. That was
Nice. It sure was. Sure was.
time to play the game. No,
Time to play the game.
And we're gonna get into some news. Time to hear some news.
Time to hear some news.
Let's check here. AEW reportedly added a year of injury time to Ray Fenix's contract Ray Fenix, he's got a long time left. I'm not exactly sure how long. One of his friends told me like a year as far as injury time they've tacked on, and obviously he wants to go to WWE and he can't go. And this is Dave Meltzer via Wrestling Observer Radio. What do you think about Dave Meltzer being a piece of shit? Now, what do you think about Ray Fenix having still a year before he can do anything?
Oh man, it sucks. Like, you know, he doesn't want to be there anymore, and it's like Tony Khan's being so shisty. I feel like we talk about this every week about how weird Tony Khan is. Before I say anything else, but did you see the tweets that Ray Fenix has been posting, like
I think I
online and
did,
everything?
where he was saying like it's time for me to tell the truth.
Yes.
The seventh tower at the World Trade Center had files for a good Baja fish recipe, and that's why they blew it up. And
Taco Bell originated in the Baja. So they call it a Baja Blast everywhere else, but in Baja they just call it the Blast.
the Baja Blast was actually a napalm recipe that fueled to a, instead of a bright orange, it fueled to a bright green, and that's how you knew when the flame could burn you chemically and it could burn your nerves.
So Hulk Hogan never understand because of a Baja Blast. Fuck, where the fuck was I talking about?
I don't know. You're saying about Ray Fenix.
Yes.
Yeah, his tweets.
So I screenshotted them because I felt like he would delete them. And sure enough, he did delete them.
Did he? Oh my god.
He did. Yes, people were talking about it. So I screenshotted it. And I didn't get this whole tweet. It was this account, air at airgold _ that they put AEW not using Ray Fenix is fucking wrong. WWE sells out almost every arena they go to. They're doing the best business they ever have. What the hell does Tony Khan think will happen if the Lucha Bro goes? WWE isn't being hurt by this at all. The only one being affected is Ray Fenix, and then the tweet cuts off because I didn't put show more. But Fenix replies to that and says, I will have my chance to speak the truth.
I remember seeing that.
He's also posted a bunch of other stuff in relation to that. No one stays in a place where they receive inhumane treatment. He replies to another person at Chris Prolific, but unfortunately, due to contractual issues, I cannot speak now, but I will have my time.
Mm-hmm.
He replies to another tweet that someone had posted, like someone just like assuming what's going on with the Lucha Bros situation and AEW and WWE. He responds to it that says, so far the most accurate comment. It says, let me print this contract. Okay. The top section of that tweet said, I received information from an AEW source on November 20th regarding the Lucha Bros status, but did not report it as I was waiting for one of them to begin speaking their mind about the situation. I was told that was coming. It was some other information, but then again, these are screenshots. I don't know if the tweets are still there anymore. And the last one he put, I needed a doctor and he ignored me for months.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird, man, and it's odd because I don't know if you have that bit of news I sent you where they talked about the update on Kill Switch. Well,
yeah.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that right now. But they were like, oh, like you want to give us an update about like saying like how good the doctors are over here. Like, why is it now that you're mentioning how good y'all's doctors are?
I wonder why. Yeah.
I know, man. These files, we would have had these files if they were in the World Trade Center.
The doctors were like, I need to learn Spanish.
I need to learn Baja. What's your opinion about all this, man? It just seems super tedious and unnecessary.
It just, yeah. Well, obviously he heard about them wanting to go WWE, so he's legally doing what he can to keep it from happening for as long as he can. The same with like Ricky Starks, where technically he can pull him out of the GCW dates, and it's just like legally I can, and it's like, dude, but you're an asshole for doing it, and then legally you can't talk about it, nanny boo boo, or I'll whatever sue you or whatever. So it sucks. It just reminds me of Ricky Starks, but even in a worse situation because it has to do with the man's health, and then a year's worth of time. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, but legally he can do it. It just bullshit that like other people sing the gospel of how great Tony Khan is, and you could tell it's who he's friends with. Like I'm sure he's friends with Luchasaurus because he's friends with Jack Perry, or because he's friends with the Elite, or because he's friends with Christian or Edge, or what's his name, Robert Sexington, no, whatever Edge's whatever Edge's other name was.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I forget. But yeah, it just sounds like I don't know, like when talent really wants to be heard by him, he's like, yeah, I'll take care of you in a little while, or yeah, well, we'll see, but they have to do that squeaky wheel gets the grease and be all asshole for him to even do anything, especially shit. It has to do with the dude's health, like how they were ignoring him when he said he was in pain or whatever. I believe it, I believe it. Why would he? I don't know. Why would he lie about that? It just, I don't know.
It's weird because I mean, out of all the things I saw it on TikTok too, that these tweets that Fenix has been putting out, like, talk about like, oh, you've been ignoring me for months. It's like when CM Punk talked about AEW, like when he was injured, he said that nobody reached out to him except for like a few friends, like Tony Khan never reached out to him. That supposedly they didn't help out with anything, that CM Punk paid for his surgery like out of his own pocket. And I mean, to be fair, like at the, like way back when, that WWE didn't offer health insurance. So like the performers had to use their own insurance, which is kind of fucked up if you're working for a company to which you literally put your body on the line for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, fuck, like it sounds like AEW is doing the same thing, It's crazy in comparison from AEW 2019, how like WWE is shit. They can't put on a good show. The pay-per-views were terrible. Vince McMahon is a fucking terrible human being. I mean, that's still true. And like, AEW could do no wrong. It's like, we always talked about AEW all the time, like years ago, and we would watch the pay-per-views together and stuff like that. And like we would just have a great time watching it and enjoy like the pure wrestling aspect of it. And now it's like it's being a mirrored image of WWE 2019 to AEW 2024, 2025, to where it's just how do you say, like Tony Khan's becoming the bad guy now.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like he's becoming Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon's gone now, so Triple H is doing. I mean, I'm sure he still has his favorites, but he's obviously a man more of the people and of the wrestlers, and he cares about them more, because he was a wrestler himself. He knows how it would feel,
Yeah, and it's just a shame for these performers in AEW because it's like they're all great wrestlers, and we talk about how big of fans we are of everybody. Like we talk about how much we like Ricky Starks, Daniel Garcia, Powerhouse Hobbs, Takeshita, like we all want to see him get good treatment, but it's like you can see the favoritism to an extreme over there.
Oh yeah,
It's like, fuck, like why the fuck does Chris Jericho need to be champion? Like Ring of Honor champion? Why do the Young Bucks need to be champions? I mean, let alone like they're already off of TV, and like Okada's just kind of like fending for himself. But it's just like a lot of questionable booking and stuff doesn't make sense. But let alone that, it's like you hear about this stuff like behind the scenes where it's like a lot of these wrestlers are getting like unfair treatment, Like we're talking about Fenix right now with this contract added more time because you're injured. It's like, I mean, even in WWE, I feel like if you're injured, like you still work those 3 years no matter what happens. Like,
No,
I
yeah, it's not that he has to do that. It's more like Tony Khan legally can do that. He doesn't have to, but he can. But he chose to. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and it's more of him, like I said, just wanting to be a piece of shit. I don't know about personally to Fenix, but more just to try to be an asshole to where WWE doesn't get the guy. But then it makes him look like an asshole to Fenix because it looks personal.
Hmm.
And I don't know, like it may be, you know, to a
Hmm.
degree personal. But who knows? Kind of like the Ricky Starks situation, you know, it feels personal, but you don't know if it is, or he just doesn't want him talking shit and then get, you know, I don't know. It's strange. Tony Khan, he doesn't have the he's too friendly, and then he's also such a like petty person that I don't think he should be running a company. You know, yeah, he can pay the bills and do this and do that, but like the regular administrative, I don't know if he's like cut out for it, you know?
It's it's okay if he runs the company, but just don't be like Vince and like be in charge of booking and creative and stuff like that. It's, you give creative control to so many of these people, and it's like it's not working out for them. I mean, fucking, you gave creative control to Mercedes Monet. Her stock has plummeted. You gave creative control to John Moxley. I love John Moxley, but it's like some of this Death Rider stuff he's been doing is kind of questionable. I mean, he literally tried to poison Orange Cassidy like on TV, and it's like, man, like why the fuck are you doing that, man? Like it's so, I don't know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Um, same thing with like Bobby Lashley. I think Bobby Lashley has creative control when he goes in there.
Wow.
And
Everybody's
it's
got
like,
creative
man, dude,
control.
give it. It's like you're gonna let the inmates run the jail cells, or
Hmm.
however the fucking term goes, and it's like not gonna be good. And another reason why I think this is kind of personal is because these, like, the Lucha Bros are huge fucking stars. Like in Mexico, in AEW, like one of the top tag teams, like they put on fucking great matches and stuff like that. But you failed to capitalize on it. Like you could have made these masks like for kids to wear. So I mean, it's like kids wear masks all the time. It's like, like for sure make these, and they'll be adding millions and millions of dollars into both their pockets.
Hmm.
Make better merch and proper storytelling, stuff like that. And Ricky Starks, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it was his mouth that got him in trouble, where like he wouldn't shut up. I don't think it's that. I think it's just like, he was able to keep up with Edge, a veteran of the business.
Hmm.
And then, like you said, like Edge just made like a stupid remark, like, "Oh, you're kind of like the Rock ripoff." And it's like, "Hey, like, why'd you do that for? Like, that's Adam Copeland. You're not supposed to be talking to him like that." It's like, well, fuck, why do you put him out there with me
Yeah,
if
he
you
was
don't want me
trying
to do
to.
that?
Yeah, he was trying to fucking make me look like shit. I'm gonna bite back, and then he's the one. I'm in trouble for it, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And it's like, if these guys go to like NXT or WWE, I'm pretty sure they would already have a game plan for these two. Like Ricky Starks would be shot to the moon. The Lucha Bros would be again like the top tag team in the division, like capitalizing on fucking merchandise and everything like that, man. Like that's what you need, are stars. Like you need stars like that people care about, like not only to like casual viewers but to like kids as well. Like Mask will do that for sure, but it's like you didn't do that. But now you want to make the pink fur coats that Darby Allin wears, which is, I mean, like, people will buy it, I guess so. But it's
Hmm.
just kind of weird that, you're just doing this now when
Yeah,
Darby Allin, no matter how many years have passed, I've always considered him one of the four pillars of AEW. Like, from its inception all the way till now. Like he has never changed.
yeah. He's always stayed humble, and he's always done like he's lived his gimmick and I mean, it's him. Like he's a fucking reckless stuntman kind of dude, but that's who he is, and he puts his whole heart and body on the line. Like he's the underdog, but he plays that character so well. It's
Yeah.
him because it's him
Yeah, and it's like, you're creating such a big star with him, and finally you're capitalizing with it. But you should have done this with the Lucha Bros a long, long time ago. And I feel like it's just petty that he's just keeping them there, like, like we say, just because. Like, he can do it, just because he can.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's more frustrating than anything.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Tony Khan. He was supposed to be the better one. The better leader. Next year on the news, we have something about Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero's daughter says he, quote, would never have sided with the left and would have likely been canceled. No, I don't know. What do you think of this? I believe it. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Because a lot of people are shitting on this too, talking shit about the daughter, because they're like, your dad, you were 3 when your dad died. Like, how do you know how your dad was?
That's terrible. That's like a terrible thing to say.
I know. It's like, but
that's a very
true.
wrestling. That's a very wrestling fan thing to say, though.
It's like, you don't know how your dad is. I know your dad. I saw him on TV every week.
Where the fuck is Mickey?
Where the fuck is Donald? God damn it! Oh, no. Where the fuck is Biden? Motherfucker, damn it, Biden! And then it's just Biden fucking tripping up the stairs.
Yeah, just falling over and over again. Just sniffing someone.
But, God.
Yeah. Eating ice cream. I don't know. I mean, most wrestling fans or wrestling, back then, of course, I feel like they would be on Donald Trump's side. Like it's the Attitude Era. You're very he's probably doing steroids. He's probably fucking best friends with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's a very right-leaning person. I don't know. I feel like all of WWE is pretty right-leaning,
I think so too. But like me personally, that's kind of like a weird thing to say. It's like I don't give a fuck about politics too much. I mean, we mentioned it. It's like I don't care if you support Trump or you support Biden. If you're a Democrat, Republican, whatever, like. I'm open to having a discussion about it, but it's like when it becomes like your whole personality or you get upset at somebody else's opinions, that's where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to have a conversation with you because you're not trying to hear me out. That's where I kind of like draw the line with it. It's this kind of weird thing, like to just assume it's all assumptions and it's getting people like so riled up. It's like, no, like he wouldn't do that. Like he's Latino. It's like, well, there's Latinos that support Trump.
Oh yeah, they
like,
in droves they support Trump.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't care. Do your research. Just do the research and form your own opinion. But it's crazy that people are so wound up on this topic because like politics is like such a huge thing right now, like especially today's day and age. And would it surprise me if he was against the left? No, not really. It's like Undertaker is against the left. He's super conservative, and people still talk about how much they love the Undertaker.
Yeah,
it's like like everyone shitted on the Undertaker. It's like, oh man, he supports cops and whatever. He supports Trump and all this other stuff. But man, y'all were cheering when he popped up at WrestleMania 40.
Well, because that wasn't Mark Calloway. That was the Undertaker. That was his character.
But no, Undertaker was wearing a hoodie. Undertaker doesn't wear hoodies. That was Mark Calloway.
He's a dead man. He can't vote unless you're voting Biden for Biden. Dead people can vote for Biden.
It's like, but yeah, he can. He was born in Death Valley. That's in America.
That's in California.
That's
Even
in
though
California.
he's from Texas.
He's actually from Houston. No, he's not. He's from Death Valley. But no one knows.
I don't know. Like the Undertaker said that other day where he was like, yeah, politics is, one thing and then it's over and then we can be friends again. It's kind of like when you and your friend have competing football teams and you hate each other when the game's on, but then y'all are friends again after the game's done. You know what I mean? Like you need to find the time and place to set aside your differences and just we're still friends. We're still together. We're still a community,
I just think it was funny how I think it was last week where we talked about Undertaker, talking about Batista and Mick Foley. And, he's like, oh, like, we can sit down and have a conversation. Like, you're wrong, but I still love you guys. It's kind of like that,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I know in politics, like, it can be such a touchy subject because it's like, like, pro-life or like human rights versus like the economy, and like one side balances out like to the other, or one side opposes the other, but it's like there has to be like some type of balance in between as far as like your political views, where it's like you have to understand that you can't just be saying the stuff you do want to say, and because First Amendment right, you can say freedom of speech, but you have to understand there's consequences and there's some type of reaction to whatever you're going to say. And so it's, I don't care what the Undertaker says. It's like, everyone's still going to consider him like one of the greatest of all time. People are still going to pop for him. If Eddie Guerrero was still alive, I felt like it would still be the exact same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Everything's great, man.
Next year on the news, we have WrestleOps. From WrestleOps, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill topped this year's PWI Tag Team 100, and we can go over the top 10 list. We'll start at number 10 and go down and see. Are these real or are they figurines? They look like figurines.
They look like fake. Man, what the fuck? They do look like figures.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy these 2,500 a piece, and
the belts, right?
Sure. They'll be around my waist all day.
Wait a minute. Like
starting at number 10. And,
like sex.
Yeah, I mean fellatio. Yeah. Starbucks. Number started here at number 10. FTR.
Okay.
Yeah, FTR still okay, even though Dax and Cash are a little crazy. They're still good.
I would put them a little bit higher only for their theme song.
It's an okay theme song. Who wrote that? Did Tony Khan write that theme song? I don't know. I always feel like
I don't know. Let's go over this list first, and then I'm gonna look up who wrote FTR's theme song.
Number 9, Crazy Star.
I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is. Why did they show a picture of them?
I know. It's like I wish they would have like done the 4 photos and showed them.
Yeah. Number 8, The Bloodline.
Okay, I could. Yeah, I would put them in the top 10.
Number 7, the Saito Brothers.
Saito Brothers, never heard of them.
I'm not gonna look them up. I just remembered Crazy Star.
I'll look them up.
Okay. Number 6, the ABC.
Okay. I saw them live. They were pretty. They were a good tag
the
team.
ABC?
I think that's Ace Austin and Chris Bay. He was one that had like a really bad injury, but I think he was out for like the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Number 5, TMDK.
TMDK. Oh man, that name sounds so familiar. TMDK. Wrestling. I guess it's just like The Mighty Don't Kneel are wrestling. The Mighty Don't Kneel are a professional wrestling stable performed in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The stable consists of Mikey Nichols, Shane Hayes, Bad Dude Tito, Zack Sabre Jr., Robbie Eagles, and it was telling me, oh my god, Kasai Fujita and Ryoi Oiwa. Okay, so it's just like another faction in New Japan.
Too many factions.
Too many factions in the Baja.
I tell you, a faction that was tough to deal with was Charlie. When Charlie was all over a SPAC, and they created the ladder. The ladder was a chemical substance that they used to take your mind down to the straight depths of hell. Your mind.
You're so much straight on your face, like.
They called it the ladder. The ladder.
The ladder. TMDK, that's with Zack Sabre Jr. He's currently the IWGP Heavyweight Champion over there in New Japan. I like Zack Sabre Jr. That's cool that they're in the top 10.
He sounds like a Tekken character.
He's like a real twink, but he's good at submissions.
Well, I wouldn't mind having him around my belt.
Fellatio.
All the mouths are the same in the dark. Number 4, the Young Bucks. I guess they got to be on the list, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because the PWI basically make their money from Young Bucks. Number 3, Bishamon.
Bishamon. I'm looking them up. Oh, motherfucker. I don't know if you could tell, but they have like this really cool samurai getup.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I think that's Higori Goto. Oh, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Oh, they're in a tag team together. That's cool.
I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat.
I just think Bishamon. I just think they're neat.
I'll get crunk with you, Bart.
Call me. Number 2, Fraxium.
Honestly, they should have been number 1.
I'm really on the fence too with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They don't even have a name. They don't even have a tag team name, and they're number 1. Like, what kind of tag team doesn't have a tag team name, but that can be number 1?
Yeah, man, that kind of does make sense. Man, do you know Fraxium?
No, I don't. Let me.
They are currently the NXT Tag Team Champions. Fraxium, NXT, and dude, they've been putting on.
What the hell? Really? They're so mismatched.
Yeah. So Nathan Frazier, he's the guy with the blonde hair, and Axiom is the one with the mask, and he's actually like a guy that could talk, like, Axiom is, instead of being like real quiet like Sin Cara. But damn it, they put on great fucking matches. They got such like a cruiserweight style, like fighting style, and Nathan Frazier, legit one of the fastest dudes like on the fucking roster. I don't know if you ever seen like him when he runs the ropes, and there was one time he clipped his head and he like snapped his head back.
Ooh, I think I saw that. Yeah,
that was him.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever get the chance, I highly, highly recommend looking up some of their matches, like against like Chase U. The recent match they had at, I think it was Deadline, the one where Julia, she ended up winning. Tavion Heights, and I forgot his tag team partner. Fucking great match as well. Like they just kill it. Like one of the best things about NXT right now. It sucks because they're kind of like bumping heads, like kind of like teasing like a split between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope doesn't happen because I really do love this tag team. Like they're the ones holding up the division.
That's interesting. See, even they look. I mean, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill look like they belong together, of course, but they need like a name. Even Fraxium is just their names combined,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but man, I mean, good for Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Like,
Yeah, they are a great like team, and then they're both fucking hot and both great athletes. I mean,
mhm.
Cargill more like for her look. She's still green, even in this picture she's green, but
Ew.
she's learning, and she's learning from one of the best, which is Bianca Belair. She is literally the EST, the best, right? The EST.
Man, whoever's listening, if you have not seen Fraxium perform in a match, like I highly, highly, highly recommend. Man, I'm a Fraxium stan. Like I just they're so good, dude. I'm over here like giggling like a little schoolgirl.
Well, that's cool that they're number two, because I had never heard of them, but that's good that they're getting their flowers.
Yeah, man, 100%. It's I think as far as that list, I think I would put Bloodline a little bit higher because they have also been doing pretty good as well.
I would have
Um,
put somewhere on there. I mean, I'm sure the Motor City Machine Guns are on the 100 list. I just,
yeah, I think so too.
yeah.
They're like, and I think now probably they're early.
Oh.
Fuck. That's the
Fucking
thing with ice
bullshit.
cream trucks. They send the waves through their signals. Yeah, that way to melt your brain waves, so that way you don't think about the Baja.
So, have you ever been in the Baja with 106-degree fever, and you were trying to cool your body down before your brain melted into mush?
So
You- all they had was cold Baja Blast straight from the water fountain tap.
So you drink a Baja Blast, you turn your degrees from 106 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit.
The Baja Blast gives you the ability to raise your body temperature up 2 degrees.
So like the heat signals can't find you when you're hiding. Oh my god, I'm crying.
He's so fucking funny. He's not even
Dude.
funny, but he's just
I
funny.
know, dude. It's like unintentionally funny.
That's so fucking great. Next year on the news, Drew McIntyre just dropped the mic and walked off the set after delivering some of the most real and unfiltered truth we've ever heard via busted open Raidu. Busted open Raidu. Nah, busted open radio. Let's hear what he has to say. I haven't heard this yet. I haven't heard this.
Some funerals I should have been at just for this industry. My mum passed. I went home for a couple of weeks. I was straight back at work. I never truly dealt with it. And then going home this time and spending real time with my family, I realized I might have made a mistake. I've given and given and given and given to this industry, and it's taken and taken and taken from my real family. And I'm trying to keep it together. I respect everybody sitting with me right now. But as much as we're on the road, we call each other family. That's a matter of convenience. I was with my real family, and when I was gone for that 3 months, I can count on pretty much one finger how many people checked in, like, how you doing, Drew? And it really opened my eyes. What's going on around here. I tried to stay away from the social media and the likes. Obviously, I'll be back ripping people, being myself. But I see things like someone cuts a 1-minute promo and that's the best promo of the year, or what have you done for me lately? The same old crap. And it occurred to me, like, why are we placating so much to the smart marks, to the internet fans? When did things change? And I realized it wasn't like when we started together, I was a young kid. It's when we started letting the marks in the locker room. And it's really getting to me. And I hate to say this, I gave and gave and gave. And as far as in wrestling on TV is concerned, I'm going to take and take and take. Like tomorrow morning, I'm still going to be out there helping the homeless, things that really mean something to me. But when it comes to Drew McIntyre on TV, Drew McIntyre in general, I really hate to say this because I didn't believe it till the past until I saw the proof right in front of my face, the lack of contact and the look in my family's face and realizing everything that I've missed, that I'm just going to take from now on. I mean, I'll leave this industry. I won't be one of those guys when I was a kid in the locker room during the Indies. So we're just chasing that last paycheck, just chasing that last shot of glory. Please remember me. When I leave, when I retire, I'll have accomplished everything. And it doesn't matter if you're Mark Henry, Billy Ray, Tommy Dreamer, Drew McIntyre, Stone Cold Steve Austin, when you're gone, they move on, they forget, and it sucks, but it's true. So as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the internet, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I felt.
Oh, he really did drop the mic. What do you think of this?
I feel for him. It's sad. It's sad, just like him, not saying like, oh, he's at his lowest, but for him to come to that realization that a lot of fans like truly are ungrateful, or like, the amount of stuff he's missed out on because of the work he does.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just if he is like telling the truth about this and he does feel this way, I mean, it's the price of being a public figure in the profession he's in. Like, yeah, there will be a day where you're like the hot chick, and then the next day you're yesterday's news. You know what I mean? Like, and then the only saving grace is he's making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So at least he's not like us, where we're dudes that will live, will be forgotten, but we're only making like fucking 30,000 a year. You know what I mean? I wish I could be this sad about my life and getting paid $250,000 every year or something, and have the dedication and all that to have like a good looking body like that, and a beard and hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's just more like the emotional aspect behind it, because like you said, like he's missed out on so many family events, and it's just, I try to be there for whatever I can, and I can miss work, whatever, but it's just different like when you're out on the road, constantly like wrestling each night, and you have to do this, you have to do promos, you have to do like media days, photo shoots, or like he said that he also had to go like visit like elementary schools and like feed the homeless and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sounds like a lot of responsibility he has to do, and just for him to miss out on like his personal life events that he couldn't be there for.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so ironic, because like some of the comments here, it's just them talking about like, oh man, like this has to be a shoot, like this has to be a work, whatever. It's just like, man, dude, this is exactly what he's talking about. It's just like, I just want to assume like if something's real or not, to where it's just like, it's just him just venting out his frustrations, and just let him be, let him vent, because sometimes not in the end, everybody's human. It's like, they have to like I'm pretty sure like John Cena, he's not superhuman. Like, he has emotions just like you and I, and just for somebody to be there, like, oh, like, can you sign this? Oh, thank you so much. Can I get a picture? Instead of somebody just sitting there with you and asking like, hey, like, how's it going? Like, you're doing okay? Like, is everything good? Because literally, I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, like it does make a difference to most people just to casually check in. But it's like, he is such like this star in such a worldwide company that just like the common sense of like the human nature of like just checking in on somebody doesn't happen with him. It's sad. It's upsetting.
Yeah, well, we see these people as not even people, like as larger than life superstars. You know what I mean? So we forget that they're just like us, human. Especially when a lot of them act, more than. Sometimes that's their character, that they're more than human, like Seth Rollins or something, where he's just like a superstar or whatever, or fucking Hulk Hogan. I don't know. Can't really think of a good example. I mean, yeah, Drew McIntyre, of course. He's human. He's got human feelings too, and it's hard to separate that from the character. But I don't know. To me, it's worth it if I was getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. I get it. I have nothing against him venting. I'm not gonna be like, oh, suck it up, Buttercup, or whatever the fuck. The Scottish say. But yeah, I mean, I get it. We all are just like human.
hmm And it's like, man, I feel like especially in like today's age of social media, like everybody has an opinion, and like 85% of the time is such a shit opinion. It's like, man, I don't know anything about the business. I'm just here talking about like, oh man, this sucks, or this is good, But it's like everyone wants to be fucking smart. I feel like I talk about this every episode too. That whenever I try to send news to you, it's some like 85% of the time it's shit takes of
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
doing.
yeah.
It's like, oh, it's time for us to talk about Cody Rhodes. Oh, like Drew McIntyre is so overhyped. Like he's been on TV too fucking much and all this other stuff. I'm like, man, dude, just sit back and fucking watch. I just want the internet to fucking come down one day so no one has internet, and then like I can just go outside and breathe.
Just go out and breathe out of your eyes.
I'm just like,
The Baja men breathed out of their eyes.
so the song "Who Let the Dogs Out" was actually talking about the canine units released on the warthogs in the jungles of Vietnam. Man, but me personally though, I feel for Drew, man. It's for like me, I feel like I have a good connection with my friends and family to where, I try my best to like check in on them to see how they're doing. So him not being able to really have that free will to do that, or like the time to do that, and he gets nothing in return for it. It's just like, fuck, dude. Like I feel for you. Like
Mhm.
it's terrible. And it's like it's around the holidays too. You want
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always harder during the holidays. You have this sense of like remembering the bad and remembering the good too, but the bad as well. Everything just comes like we're a lot emotionally what's the word? Like
In
vulnerable.
need. Yeah, vulnerable.
We're vulnerable. Yeah.
hmm
Next year on the news, Brian Alvarez with an update on Luchasaurus / Kill Switch. I don't know why we're still calling him Luchasaurus. Saying that he's now, quote, doing much better and credits AEW's medical staff and Tony Khan with saving his life. Heart emoji. Quote, he is doing much better. I am told he is working hard towards a comeback and credits Tony Khan and AEW medical staff for not only being patient with this, but also telling him to stay home the week before he collapsed, which may have saved his life. It was very serious. What do you think about Luchasaurus, Kill Switch? And here's the first comment. Ray Fenix, are you hearing this? I'll be honest, this may be true, but the timing feels like it's to counter the Fenix stuff.
And that's all the comments are saying, man.
Uh-huh.
And it just sucks because it's just so oddly timed, placed.
Coincidental.
Coincidental. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Can you scroll up real quick? I just want to read that quote again. So I am told he is working hard towards comeback and credits Tony Khan and medical staff for not only being patient with this, but also telling him to stay home the weeks before he collapsed. No, to be patient with having, what was it? Like he had pneumonia? Was it?
Yeah, like some sort of infection in his lungs or something.
Yeah, it's
to where
like,
it,
man,
like,
be
collapsed
patient
him.
with that. How the fuck are you supposed to be patient with that, dude? It's like, like take all the time you need. That sounds dangerous.
This isn't like a leg break where it's like, oh no, don't walk. It's like, oh no, try not to breathe.
Yeah.
Like, be
Is that, have
patient
you
with
tried
your
like
lungs.
not having infection in your lungs?
It hurts when I breathe. Have you tried not breathing for a little bit? Does that help?
No.
Well,
That's why I came
doctor.
to a professional.
Well, doctor, this is great. Thank you.
It's just him, like veins popping out of his neck and forehead.
The whole blue.
I mean, besides like the Fenix stuff, besides like the joking around, I'm glad he's doing better. Like I do like Luchasaurus or Kill Switch. I guess.
I don't know why
Yeah.
they're calling him Luchasaurus still if we're supposed to be calling him Kill Switch, but they're no, this is good that his life is saved thanks to Tony Khan. Thank the heaven almighty. No, but it's good that something like that could take out. Yeah, he's a big dude. Like that could fuck you up. Like where it'll kill you.
I know, man. It's harder. It's harder in bigger guys, so like either in weight or like just a larger stature, because your heart's working like twice the pace, like to
Mhm.
get that blood flow in your body, to get your lungs working. And just for one of those to fail, man, that's kind of scary. It's scary.
Fuck yeah, no, good for him though that he's healthier at least now, and hopefully he makes a 100% recovery. Sooner than
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, same here, man.
Staying with AEW, from at Wrestle Talk, people in AEW are reportedly appalled that Toni Storm's in-ring return is taking place on Rampage. Quote, do you know how many people I talked to in AEW yesterday? Last single one of them, aghast may not even be the right word, appalled that Toni Storm's return is on Rampage. I swear to God, this is true. You could have 200 people lined up outside Tony Khan's door last night, one by one. All 200 of them could have gone in there and said, this idea is stupid. And do you want to know what happened at the end of the night? He'd still have done it, because that's what happens. People argue things with him every single week, and at the end of the day, he does whatever he wants. From Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Newsletter. What do you think about Toni Storm coming back on Rampage?
That sucks. Make it 201, baby, because I'll be standing in that line too. It's like, fuck, like, air it on a pay-per-view, or I understand because what was the show called? Winter is Coming. It's like, not only that, it's like you fucking had this match between Mariah May and Mina, where it's supposed to be like a blood feud, just for them to end it there that night, and then for Toni Storm to come back to possibly set up a rematch between the two. Man, like, make it last months. Like, stretch out this feud between Mina and Mariah, because that was like such a big thing. You wasted a fucking pay-per-view match spot for it to have a stupid celebration. And like, that could have been used for a Dynamite or something, And then just to announce, like, Toni Storm's coming back on like cable television, and her match is going to be the next Friday, like, on cable television. Dude, make it for a pay-per-view. Like, people, like, she was like the number one wrestler of this year, or like for PWI. Like, fans
the
care.
number one women's.
Yeah, and like, fans care. Like, they'll pay for it. Like, take advantage of that. Like, use it to your benefit, but use it to your benefit to where it makes sense, and don't do it on the fucking fly because you want to.
But it's not what Mercedes wants. I don't know. I feel like Mercedes doesn't want to compete with her. You know what I mean? Because obviously Toni Storm, is the fan favorite and the more favorite. And then I could argue too that they need something on Rampage. Of course, like, they just need to get rid of it. But I feel like they do need something on Rampage. But then Rampage is always going to get spoiled because it's pre-recorded, right? So it's gonna get spoiled. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this, other than like, pick someone else. Why are you picking the ex-champion who's gonna go back on another, hopefully champion rematch?
And just to bring her back, to not have her feud with Mariah May right now. It's, why bring her back in the Mariah May match? Like, just let them have their feud and let that continue on. And it's like, you could show up like once their feud's done, but technically their feud is done from a sense. But man, that was such a short amount of time for that to happen, from when they had that champagne celebration up until their match at Winter is Coming. And because that was like, what, less than a month, a few weeks? That has to be less than a month.
Well, how long did they have them playing with their tits together in the ring? And then the feud is
Not long enough, man. Not long enough.
Just as long though, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you were cool with that being stretched out, them fucking rubbing their tits together, but then this, we need to like cut this right now. Nobody wants to see this. And it's like, what? Or I don't know what their head in the idea in the head is,
Dude, it doesn't make sense. I feel like this is just an ongoing thing with Tony Khan. With us in general, just talking shit about it,
Yeah, I know. That's what it sounds like. We just talk shit, but it seems like he's trying to bury anyone that has like favorite or steam to the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's like he's literally becoming Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it's like, nah, this isn't my idea, so I'm stopping it. You know, that's
Mhm.
it. That's it. It's the only reason. I don't know. Next year on the news, a fan got into it with Eddie Edwards. The fan slapped Eddie, and Eddie slapped the fan back. TNA Wrestling. Let's check out this clip.
Those tag team titles back home. And no surprise, Edwards not making any friends anywhere the system goes.
Our referees trying to gain control of this situation. Eddie Edwards getting involved in the fan here at ringside. Fun. Now we're having fun.
Oh boy.
Honestly, Eddie Edwards is one tough son of a bitch, man. Dude, he is. I don't know if you remember him, but he was the one that took that baseball swing to the face by accident. Do you remember that with Sami Callihan?
No.
Because Sami Callihan comes with a fucking baseball bat, right? And what he does, like Eddie Edwards is on the fucking floor, and well, I'm trying to remember. He opens up the chair and places it on Edwards, right? So the chair's open, like sitting on top with like the legs on him, and fucking what's his name? Fucking Sami Callihan swings down, hits the chair, but he swings down all the way. So when he clips the chair, it fucking gets him right in the face and busts him open, all crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it was fucked up. Like, it looked nasty. This was years ago. I think like before COVID. But he just became like this tough son of a bitch afterwards, man. But and two, it's like, man, fuck fans. It's like it's so stupid, dude.
I wouldn't get into, especially a big dude that could obviously beat me up. Like, I wouldn't get in their face at all. You know what I mean? Like, unless they were like hitting on the chick that was with me or something, maybe I would, but not unwarranted or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just like it's wrestling. Like, they're supposed to fucking interact with the fans, but like, you don't have the fucking right to go and slapping a wrestler. And first off, I wouldn't be going slapping a wrestler because I know they could take the fucking hit. I can't. I'll cry if you slap me.
It's the same as like the same feeling like how people at NBA games are getting into it with NBA players. Like, have you seen those? And they're cussing NBA players, and it's like, dude, they're players. Like, don't be mean to them. Like, they're just playing. Like, you don't have to call them, you know, the N-word or fucking. And then to think they can't like be punished for it because they're a fan, like that they're protected. Like, they're at home on the couch watching it on TV or something.
Like, legit, I've seen so many NBA games where, like, if a fan is like heckling like NBA star or a basketball player to like an extent, like to an extreme extent.
Yeah.
That
Like directly aiming at them.
Or like saying like real nasty shit that like they'll grab the referee and be like, hey, this guy needs to get the fuck out of here. Like, he's saying really nasty shit, and they'll escort him out. But an update on this guy, they escorted him out the building and he got arrested right away for assault.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is good because, man, fuck, dude, fans are fucking stupid, man.
I wouldn't even if like it was like Darby Allin, like a little dude, I still wouldn't do that. Like,
dude, Darby Allin could 100% kick my ass.
Yeah. And then why would he throw his whole body at you or at me? Ragdoll. But why would you do that and then get kicked out and you paid money to like go to the show? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's like, you know, it's just a beer, you know, you can yell in the face like, oh, like, you, man, like, kiss my ass, whatever, blah blah blah, because you know, you're paying for
boo,
boo, like, you suck, bro, like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, the wrestlers aren't gonna put their hands on you. I mean, unless you're MJF, I guess, but like, they're not gonna put their hands on you. It's like, that's part of the show. Like, you're paying for that experience, but it's like, damn, you're gonna go and physically assault a performer. Man, you gotta be some kind of a different level of stupid.
Yeah, or just reckless. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. That's just stupid. But that's good that he got arrested to show like what happens, you know, when you try to do that. You know, it's a good example. Speaking of stupid, And here's Eric Bischoff saying Meltzer is the worst thing that could be associated with AEW. Let's take a listen.
Back to when they launched AEW, everything was about shitting all over WWE. Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer created it. Dave Meltzer perpetuates it by continuing to make excuses and spin bullshit and just say the dumbest shit in the world while defending AEW. And the more Dave Meltzer does it, the more people turn against the brand. I think Dave Meltzer is probably the worst thing that could be associated with that brand because he continues to say the dumbest shit, which all it does is stir people up to be even more anti. He probably does a better job of turning people off to AEW than any of my comments do because he's so transparently stupid and trying so hard to make it look like Tony Khan is a success. The show is an embarrassment to the genre. And Dave Meltzer does everything he can to try to spin it. And every time I don't know how much more credibility one person could lose. But, it's fun. I love fucking with him. All the way back.
I imagine Conrad Thompson was all, so how's your morning? And he just goes off on this tangent about Dave Meltzer. Eric, I just asked you how your morning was.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's fine.
It's good.
I told you about that painting too he has in the back that's like an oil painting or whatever of when he turned heel, the NWO or whatever.
Is that it right there?
I think so, yeah.
Man, they're so bright. I thought it was a TV screen.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it looks like an oil painting.
Man, that's kind of fucking badass, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Man,
what do you think about his rant here, Eric Bischoff, about Dave Meltzer?
He's right. I think he's right. Yeah, 100%,
Absolutely.
Dude, because I hate the star rating system. It's back in 2016, whatever. That's when I learned about the star rating system. I was like, who the fuck is Dave Meltzer? And he gives 5-star matches, and 5-star matches are really good fucking matches, and 5 stars is the highest it could be. And that's what got me to watch Ring of Honor, New Japan, PWG, stuff like that. And it's really it turned me on to Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Keith Lee, Walter, different wrestlers from different companies outside of WWE. And I'm just holy shit, this is fucking good. So I would always go on Meltzer star ratings and see those. And that's when I heard about Kurt Angle not having a 5-star match. I was like, what the fuck? What's this highest rated match? That is Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21, 4 stars and 3/4. And in my mind, I was just well, that doesn't make sense. It's why don't you just fucking make it 5 stars? Mm-hmm. And you see in interviews where he's if it's 4 3/4, that's because it's almost a perfect match. It's bitch, what's wrong with giving him another 1/4 star? The Undertaker and Shawn Michael matches at WrestleMania, 25 and 26, man, they should, me personally, they should be 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just leads to how people shit on Meltzer and be man, a lot of WWE wrestlers don't care about star ratings. And then he'll go if they don't care about star ratings, why do they use my star ratings in their 2K games? I guess that makes sense, but I feel that's more of the fucking the makers of the game instead of the actual wrestlers. Because according to the wrestlers, they can't stand Dave Meltzer. I know Rollins doesn't like him, AJ Styles doesn't like him. Who else doesn't like him? Fuck, I want to say Kevin Owens doesn't like him either. I'm just throwing names out there because there's a lot of wrestlers from WWE.
But that's all your own perception too, and they're for me, the movie Avatar, the one James Cameron, I don't like it, but I saw it on a day where I was really tired, and I started falling asleep. That doesn't make it a bad movie. it made over $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion. What?
Mhm.
4 billion? What? 5
What?
billion? 5
What?
billion? but I saw it on a day where I was sleepy, and so
Mhm.
that makes me not like the movie. You know,
Yeah.
like what it could be the same with him. He could have been at a 5-star match, like a Kurt Angle match, watching it, and his dog died, or he took a rowdy shit and it came out and broke apart, so he couldn't take a good picture to
Mhm.
see it a full coil, and was like, man, I'm not gonna rate any match 5 stars today because I'm pissed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's all like a personal bias, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Mhm.
But it's like, man, when your whole company just feeds off of these star ratings,
Mhm.
that gets kind of annoying. I forgot which one. I think it was just recently, and they were talking about the Young Bucks and all this other stuff. It's like, oh, the Young Bucks are the #1 tag team according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, according to Dave Meltzer. And I was like, damn, bro, who gives a fuck about this, man? Like, literally, it's only the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans are the ones that, care
Well,
about it.
and now it's like so obvious, or it's been obvious, that he is either bought by AEW,
Hmm.
and if he's not, it's kind of sad at how like pitiful at how much he wants to be friends with AEW and everyone in AEW, that he like says that they can do no wrong and that WWE does everything wrong. NXT, oh this, oh that, they're doing it wrong. But AEW, there's always an excuse when something wrong happens with them. Well, my sources, da da da, and this and that, and like there's always a reason that AEW is failing. But with WWE, they're always failing.
Yeah. And man, it just cringes me out when a wrestler is obsessed with their star ratings. Like the one that just comes to mind is Will Ospreay. It's like he has his matches are, according to Meltzer, like 5 stars and above, 6 stars. And but I'm the one with the most 5-star matches or the average star ratings on this, bruv.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
he
it's
is
like,
autistic.
yeah, I think he is. He's
He is
open.
autistic.
Yeah, but
He's openly autistic.
yeah, openly autistic. Brave soul. But it's like, is that just going to be your whole persona? It's like a lot of these matches that you have more than 5 stars in, it's the same formula. And it's just like, I wonder why it gets a higher rating than the other. I wonder why it's better than any other Kurt Angle match or any Undertaker match. And it's oh my god, it's so upsetting that your company is just being based off of these star ratings. Like, you just want to put on good matches for the sake of putting on good matches, where it's like there's nothing new to it. Like, it's all formulaic. It's the same format where you do all these fucking finishers no matter what, all these Canadian destroyers, all these planchas, and all these kickouts that
Tope Suicida.
Tope Suicida.
Suicida.
And it's like, fuck, like, this is a really good match. It's like, man, dude, I need a variety, And like, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
We do get it. It's just kind of
Bias.
sad. Yeah, it's very biased. It's weird when like it's weird because we're adults, right? Like, we're 30 years old, 36 years old, whatever, 29, and he's like 50, 60 years old or however old, and he's acting like a fucking kid with these wrestlers. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of gay, and not like a good way.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. It's so stupid.
I like this picture. I forgot I had this picture here.
Hey, oh man, what a jump scare!
Anyway, that's the news. We'll get here to the last. No, we got botches here. Here is this one says, "I'm crying, laughing my ass off." Oh,
Ew.
yeah. I think this was an AI picture. Obviously, this is Grok. Here's a picture. Here's another picture.
Ew.
All you need is love. Love is all you need. Generated via Grok AI. Dang, his arm is extended all rowdy, and then Yeah, Bret Hart looks like how he,
he
would
looks
look.
the same, dude.
Yeah,
looks
he looks
fucking
like
annoyed.
how he would look if Bill Goldberg was hugging him. Bill Goldberg, come hug
Bill
me, Bill
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Don't hug me, Bill Goldberg. The only way I'll be hugging Bill Goldberg is if through Grok, Bill Goldberg. I hate that name, dude. Grok.
Grok, that's such a weird name. I don't know. Elon Musk, he's all right, but he's just a weird dude. You know, he's openly autistic.
Yeah, he's openly autistic.
Yeah, he's openly autistic. Here's a picture of Tessa Blanchard revealing herself in TNA.
Man,
Did you hear
dude,
about that? That she's back in TNA?
Yeah, man. People are fucking heated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're mad at Moose too, right? Because Moose is like,
Moose.
"Welcome back, fellow sister in Christ," or whatever the fuck.
They're like, "Oh, look, a wife beater. Welcome me back, a racist." It's like she wouldn't even be friends with you, Moose.
That's so terrible. That's so terrible.
Dude, that's kind of stupid that they brought her back anyway, right?
Who do you think's worse? Not Moose. Tessa Blanchard or Velveteen Dream?
Oh my god, they're terrible for two different reasons, man.
Yeah, but Velveteen Dream tried to have him do a comeback at that other. Remember when they had him?
Yeah.
And we were even everyone was like, I don't know about this shit.
I know, dude. I mean, for all the companies, TNA has to bring back Tessa Blanchard. Like,
Yeah.
you could have just left her wherever she was at, man. Like, literally nobody's asking for her.
But well, that too. Like, even Velveteen Dream and Tessa Blanchard, are they even that good to be worth like having your company give them a second chance? You know what I mean?
Dude, they were good at the time. Like, you know, if they just weren't fucking pieces of shit. Like, literally, dude. It's
yeah.
If you weren't such a piece of fucking shit, if you weren't a fucking pedophile, you'd be like the biggest star in your fucking company. But you decided to be a piece of shit, and you decided to be a fucking pedophile.
It's not hard to not be those things, but okay.
It's not. It's like, dude, just go drink water. I don't know.
Look at 18-year-old women or 18-year-old boys, you know? Like, come on.
Dude,
it's not hard.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, just ask the age. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Or if they look young, probably just don't go toward it. Like,
yeah. Be into older people. Here is a video of a girl asking Tony Khan to sign a "We Want Ricky" sign, and he won't sign it, so he flipped it over. Let's check out.
Oh no!
This is my fifth AEW show tonight, and we're going to be in St. Louis tomorrow. Right there in the morning. Thanks for coming. Did you sign it?
I can't. You know what?
Come on.
She was calling me bluff. She said, "I think you will find it. I don't think you will." Thank you.
I think it's cringe the fact that they try to do that, but I think what made it worse is that he didn't want to sign it and flipped it over.
That's fucked up. That this girl like meant it as no trick or malice. She was just like, "Will you sign my sign that says we want Ricky?" And he's like, I can't do that. That's fucked up.
God, dude, you're making yourself more evil as the fucking days go on, bro. God,
that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. What do I have here? I don't know what this is. Oh, here's the knee. Who is Seth Rollins' greatest rival? And here is a knee ligament.
That's fucked up, man.
That was all why. Why do I?
God. Like the knee ligaments.
Here's Darby Allin legit fucking himself up.
Impulsive. This doesn't bother me, Tony. Impulsive.
Oh my god.
God damn.
This doesn't bother me, Tony.
Like the Joker or some shit.
It's like, you know what does bother me? That he probably doesn't wash that jacket.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. You know what? This doesn't bother me, Tony, because wait, you're not gonna take me to the doctor?
Just thinking of
oh well, I mean, he's still a cool guy. He's still Darby Allin's still cool.
Hopefully, there's no allegations. I'm just kidding. There's an allegation against him too.
Somewhere, right? Somewhere.
Oh no, dude! I gotta look it up. Like, there's
Oh,
something
really?
against
Is there?
him. Man,
I
why
thought
you look at?
he was one of the good ones.
I don't think so. Let me see. I remember reading about it somewhere. It was him.
Oh, what was it?
Let me see. Darby Allin allegations. On June 23rd, I don't know how long ago, Darby was accused of emotional, mental, and sexual abuse by Holly Cromwell, an independent wrestler with whom he allegedly had a relationship with. 3 years ago, this is on Reddit, of course, of all fucking places. Friendly reminder that Darby Allin was accused of threatening his ex-girlfriend for sex and, raping and mentally abusing her. He is still a top spot in AEW. God. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. This was during the Speaking Out movement.
Oh, boy. I thought he was untouchable. Or at least didn't, do things like that. Oh, well.
Oh, man. They can't all be heroes, man. Let's sell those pink. Let's sell those pink hoodies. Yeah, because I remember one time. Do you remember Cora Jade? How she used to be like a skater girl, like when she first started. She had posted like a thing. Oh, skateboarding match between Darby. Someone put skateboarding match Darby Allin versus Cora Jade, and then Darby Allin replied, "Skating is a huge part of my life, not a fake character for TV. LOL." And then she responds, "Being a good person with no abuse allegations against me is a huge part of my life and not just a character I play on TV."
I remember this. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I'm fucked, man. It's so hard not to it's easy. I'm sorry to not be a piece of shit.
I think so. I mean, at least I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I think we're both doing pretty decent.
I hope so. Ask me again in like 5 years.
Here's let's see here. Buy a personalized shout out from this dude.
This is Superhuman TV Show. Do you want a personalized shout out video for Superhuman? You can buy one today at cameo.com. Woo woo, fuck this shit and ho ho ho, motherfucker. I'm fucking doing you, Sam. I don't know what I was gonna say. Fuck this.
Dude, I was just gonna be like, I don't care for this guy at all, man.
Have you seen his other videos where he's like jumping onto Legos and shit?
He's jumping onto like microwaves and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, Mike, I don't think it's getting you that far anywhere, bro. I think you should just stop.
I mean, it goes along with the disability check, I'm sure.
Probably, but it's like if you cause yourself those disabilities, like, would you still get the disability?
Yeah, actually, we live in a great system where you can screw it over like that. Kind of like when gangsters show all this money in their music videos, but then they're still like getting benefits from the state, like with
yeah.
Man.
Welcome to America, man. I can't believe he knocked himself out. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he knocked himself out.
And they're just still recording, like.
Yeah, they're trying not to laugh. You can hear them like.
Poor guy,
Lastly here, point of view, you're Nancy Benoit.
My God. Fucked up. Oh my God.
I was fucking
That's fucked up, man. That's so evil.
Yeah, never mind. We're not beating the allegations.
No, we're not.
We're terrible people. But yeah, that's all kayfabe, everyone. Hoorah! We made it another day. Hell yeah! I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank again Marco V for that great intro song, and I want to thank Buddy Gabe for being here today. What do you want to say to people, Gabe?
Just be safe because the holidays are coming around. People are going to be driving stupid. You could be a good driver, but just watch out for other people because you don't know what they're doing. And also thank you for Marco V, right? That was his name, Marco V, for the intro song. The shit's fucking awesome, hilarious.
Yeah.
And thank you for y'all watching today's episode, for giving us that like, comment, subscribing, hit the notification bell, the 5-star rating on Spotify. It all helps out the channel.
Hell yeah! We'll see y'all next time here at That's All Kayfabe. Y'all take care. Bye.